influencers be like, oh, me work hard, me do. The fuck out of here with that. Leave it up to us. Oh, this is the wrong size. Alright, so the motor's out of the frame. I'm gonna be welding everything up on the frame, cleaning everything up on the motor, getting everything sprayed. Headers are going off to Cerakote along with the whole exhaust system. Time for some color. Alright, so we got the motor, trans pulled out, all the components, coolers, remaining lines, and now got just the suspension left. We're gonna strip this, get everything welded up, and send everything out to Cerakote and powder coat. But this thing looks naked with all the parts on there. So this is it. Alright, so we just dropped off the frame right here at Ludicrous. Gonna get this thing sandblasted, bodywork, and powder coated. Crunch time. Alright guys, check out this fucking service. Not to mention the quality, but the consistency. Look at the fucking speed on this stuff. These guys are already done. Next day, with our fully powder coated body worked frame for the two-door. These guys fucking kick ass. Not once, not twice, but every single time. Fuel cell, bunch of parts in here, the diff. Let's get it going. Hey, what's up guys? So as you can see, the frame is back from powder coat. We stripped it completely down. Should be getting the body in the next week or so. Thanks to the guys at Ludicrous, they knocked everything out super quick, like usual. We got our diff put back together thanks to Mickey over at MP. Intakes as well, and then you can see there's all suspension parts, fuel cell, and all the brackets that go with it. So hope you guys enjoy. We're gonna go more into depth as far as the bigger components when we start putting everything together, but for now we're gonna start with the suspension. Alright, so right now we're moving on to the front suspension. We got upper and lower control arm in, our slam bags, and now we're gonna do our spindle with our hub. So what we did is we converted everything to late model GM stuff. So the 2018 spindle with a 2018 Timken hub, machined for a 5-on-5 lug pattern. As well as you can see the hub spacer for the big brake kit from Little Shop. This allows for the uniball control arms to be installed without hitting the rotor. So next up, we're going to be installing it. This is also our control arm kits we make. This one is a one-off for this build, but we make these for the NBS all the way to the new trucks. Uniball, machine tapered pins, so no ball joints. All right, so we just dropped in our fuel cell. So what we did is we kept the Camaro, the 2019 Camaro comes with 2 sending units. So to keep everything reading the same on the dash, everything functioning the same, we integrated both of them into our fuel cells. We're just waiting for our new dual pump bucket to drop it into place, run our new lines, and then from there we'll finish off the plumbing. Right now we're gonna continue on all the air lines. We're gonna start routing everything. Everything was already pre-drilled and tapped. So we're gonna start cleaning everything up, running everything back to the bags, to the front. We got our compressors in. We're running Viairs 485s, 4 of them, along with 4 seamless tanks. So everything is coming along nicely. And we're back. So we're gonna be showing you guys our big brake kit. This is from Little Shop. It's a Willwood kit made by Little Shop. They make their own brackets. So it is a bolt-in kit for a 99 through 2018. They make them and other models. And this is a 2018 spindle that we based our front suspension off of with a sealed hub. So the beautiful thing about this kit, it's fully bolt-on. It's super easy. They figured everything out. So you get it literally out of the box. Ours was already marked up because we put some test miles on it to make sure everything worked correctly. But as you can see, it bolts onto your spindle just like the stock caliper does, but you get this bracket, which is really easy. There is a couple shims you do, like thin machined washers, but once you set that up, and then right here you'll find this spacer they also make. So this is for when we have these uniball control arms. If you don't run that, your rotor will hit the arm and destroy it. So once you get this bracket on there, it's really easy. You just slide your rotor just like you do on stock, except you got a big brake kit now. And then you take your caliper. So those shims are just to space out the caliper and the pad accordingly to the pad back here to the rotor. That way it doesn't push more to one side or the other side. So once that's on there, you have these two washers in there, one on each side. Your nut, torque them down, and that's it. All right, so moving on to the rear of our Door Tahoe frame. We have a diff off a 2017 Silverado. Originally it comes with disc brakes. You would see it with this. It has for the e-brake and the disc brakes. With the little shop big brake kit, you so you start by removing it. You could either cut it off, or how we do it is slide the axle out, unbolt everything. The little shop kit comes with this, all these CNC machined brackets, shims, so it direct bolts onto your axle, clocks them correctly on both sides. Once you have that in there, just like the front, you have to shim your bracket for the caliper. Once you do that, throw your rotor on. Same size as the front, so caliper and rotor are the same, just the piston size are slightly smaller to keep everything working correctly. Just like that. Your washer, your nut, and you got a big brake kit in the rear. For the steering part on our Door Tahoe build, we went with a Mustang 2 rack and pinion. These are already a lot narrower on the track width than the standard OBS stuff. So what we did is one of our adapters that we make for the bump steer kit, we just had the pitch machine to fit this one since it's different than the Silverados. And we made custom brackets on our cross member. It adapts into it really easy. The linkage is pretty hidden. That was a tough thing to fit in there since everything is so tight in here, but this thing works perfect. So we just unwrapped all our stuff, well, most of the stuff from Cerakote. Big thanks to Rockstar Coatings. Nailed it. Now time to assemble everything. So we just got our Cerakote back. We're waiting for these tanks and straps to throw them in. These things came out amazing. So now we're gonna put our front tanks into place, plumb everything, wire up the AccuAir compressors and all that so we can air it up, roll it back, and then start throwing the motor, exhaust, all that good stuff on there. But check these out. These things are amazing. So here we go. So as you can see, we just dropped in our oil coolers. Right here, this one is for our tranny oil, and this one's for our engine oil. And we went with a Durrell. These things are really nice. They come with their own fan and everything, so we got everything wired up. Came out sick. Next, we're gonna drop in our bolt-in sway bar mount. You gotta make this one bolt in. As you can see, we were limited on room, so this just slips over it, bolts through the frame, and then the spline bar goes through it. As you can see, the linkage will connect to the control arms. But we're getting close to dropping the motor in. A couple more details, and we'll be there in no time. All right, so now that the motor and trans are back in place, I'm gonna start doing the accessory drive, the valve covers, all the new stuff. And the white pipe, the whole exhaust, dry shaft, and just chipping away. Cerakote looks amazing. Glad we went with the burnt bronze on the headers and the entire exhaust. Shout out to Rockstar Coatings. They nailed it. And Ludicrous on all the powder coat. It's looking dope. We got the motor and trans in place along with the headers. We're going to continue installing the exhaust system. Thanks to the guys over at JMG for helping us out with the whole exhaust system. All on V-bands. So we did 2-inch primaries, all stainless, to the resonators. Then it's going to go to oval. Trying to figure out the best way on these so it maximizes the clearance and accessibility on the bottom. Next up is our white pipe. Oval transitions from the 3-inch to oval all the way to the back. So last piece for now, the exhaust is going to be just the muffler. We still have to build some of the rest of the piece for the exhaust all the way to the back. Once we get the body back on, we'll go under there and then mock everything up, do our hangers, and that's pretty much it for the exhaust.